Well, tomorrow is a big day in Ohio as we head to the polls for the primaries. But as you consider which candidate that you'd like to represent your party, there's something else that you should be thinking about: how that person's policies may affect your retirement planning. Greg and Kristen Taylor with Legacy Retirement Group are here to discuss. So good to see you both.
Good to be here.
Let's talk about this 2015 poll. It was by Charles Schwab that said nearly 9 in 10 Americans gave politicians a grade of C or worse when asked to grade their efforts to help Americans save for retirement. So I want to kind of phrase this as, should the government really be involved in people's retirements? This can be kind of a sketchy question, so what do you guys think?
Well, should they? I don't know, but are they? Yes.
Okay.
We can't get past that. And we often have political discussions with clients and people coming in to meet with us for the first time. It's just a natural progression of the conversation because so many people are worried about things like Social Security, for instance. That's a hot topic.
Very big.
You know, you've heard about it at the town hall meetings, you've heard it on the debate stages with both sides,
Right.
Democratic and Republican, and there's not really a solution to the problem that we're facing. There's more boomers that are retiring now than we have workers to replenish the funds in Social Security, and so there's a lot of issues with that, and people are afraid that the benefits aren't going to be there for them, or especially for their heirs, their children and grandchildren, like it was for the previous generation. So that's definitely a topic that the government is highly involved in because they've used some of those funds, right?
Right, and some interesting things. There was a ABC News poll that or actually article that I read, and it talked about what happens in post-election years. And from 1900 until now, or the most recent election, it said the average for the year following was 3.4%. But interestingly enough, whenever a Democratic president came to office, the following year was a negative 1%.
For the markets, yeah.
Yes, for the stock markets. And for a Republican president, the following year was a plus 4%. So it's kind of interesting fact there. So even who or which party is elected can have some impact on our retirement savings. Just something very interesting.
And that's how obviously it's affected that. So we talk about people now, you know, what, if anything, I guess, should they be doing prior to the election to make sure that once somebody is in office, their planning is going to stay on track?
That's a great question.
Yeah. Well, first of all, vote, because we have met with people who will sit and complain and then they'll say at the end of the conversation, well, I don't even bother and go out and vote. Well, nothing will be done.
Make your voice heard. That's a wonderful part of being an American.
Yes. So that's one thing. But let's focus on what you can do in your own personal economy.
Yes.
Right? We don't have control of the markets per se. We don't have control of, we do have control of what candidates chosen by voting. So focus on those areas you can control. And with your personal economy, you have this pile of money you've saved all your working years. Now take that pile and do some real planning. Look at what you need to do to make your tax plan as effective as possible. Your income plan, lay that out so that you can set that foundation up that we talk about often. Your income equals your lifestyle. So getting that in place, then worrying about things like your estate plan and your health care and insurance plan, and getting all those things in order for you personally, so that the things that happen in the general economy, don't have as great of an effect on your personal economy.
And even your investment plan, you want to make sure that there's a floor there. You want to make sure that you have control of what you're doing. Know that your income is not going to run out during your lifetime, and realize that you can have more control over your retirement and less dependency upon what happens outside of your household just by simply doing some great planning.
Yeah.
So understanding, of course, how this election is going to affect your retirement planning, that's one way that you guys can help your clients.
Yes.
Another way, you always offer CPR, we call it. So tell us what you can offer to our viewers.
CPR is what stands for our Complete Planning Review. And really, we want to get down to the nitty gritty. That's another Gregism, I guess, or Bettyism, my mother. And get down there and really dig in and find out where the weaknesses are, what you're already doing well, and then craft a plan together that's going to allow you to be successful for the rest of your days. And along with that, anyone that calls in the next 15 minutes, they can come in and sit down with Kristen and I, and we'll go through that together. But we also want to get some information in their hands. So anyone that calls in the next 15 minutes, we'll allow them to come in and visit with us, but also we'll send them a great book, Stress-Free Retirement, which, a lot of times these things stress us out. We want to take the stress out and help people plan well.
Yes.
All right, thank you guys so much. Get out and vote. That's what we learned today
Yes.
as well. All right, to review any past segments from Legacy, visit NBC4i.com/daytime. Click on the box that says Ohio's Retirement Coach.